I'm here, gang. Hello, hello. I say hello, my dog barks. It's all right, Lily. Okay. How is everyone? I'm doing pretty good. Had a nice dinner my son Carrie made for me. It was just frozen coconut coated shrimp, but the way he prepared it, and mango and avocado, it was sweet and spicy, and with the rice, it was yum. I felt like I got treated Mother's Day early. So, thank you for being here. You girls are great. Can you hear me? Hi, Bridget. Shh, Lily. Shh, 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 shh. Little voice. Can you hear me? Shh, 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 shh. We have company outside across the street. She's saying hello. Okay. Thank you, Brenda. You can hear me. Yay. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Brenda. Refresh if you don't see me. Now I know. Okay. ArteDar here in the beautiful, wonderful, warm day in Cape May, Southern New Jersey. Homework. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I think we'll just get right to the business right away. I did my homework. Learning how to do the watercoloring techniques and the blending and the stamping. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm going to do a little show and tell of what I've made. But to get right to it, for the alphabet and numbers, 17 players. JJ, you're in the pot. JJ was the last submission on tweet. Next week there will not be a stream. So that means I'm going to give you your homework and you'll have 2 weeks to do it. I'm going to Pennsylvania to visit with my brother. So I'm looking forward to getting away for a little bit for the weekend. So for next week's homework, it's going to be any shape. You can make your own shapes. You can use traditional. We often talk about trapezoids and parallel boxes, and I know Joycey, she's probably going to want to do squiggly lines. You know, nothing traditional. Joycey is not traditional. We love her because she's outside of the box. Hi, Eileen and Kathleen. So, and Vaughn, Bridget. Did I miss somebody? I said hi to Brenda. So for next week, there it is, Facebook, tweet, and email. The next week, 2 weeks from now, due on the 24th of May, will be shapes. Any shape you want to do. Like I said, I can see Joycey going like this. Call it a peanut if you want. But I can just see Joycey being outside of the box. She's going to probably want to, or any one of you can do that if you want. It'll be fun. Shapes. Whatever you can come up with your shapes. So if anybody asks, I appreciate it when you tweet them and let them know when they miss it or don't get back to the recording. And hi, I was going to say Martha. I don't see Martha yet, but I see Turquoise and I see Jean. Kathy. Hiya. Okay, next week's homework is shapes. Any shape you want. So again, I had 17 people play. There's a little X in front of the names. You can see right here. These are people that have played and won already. So their name did not go in the bowl. If I missed 1 or 2 names that are still floating around in there, I will refer back to my winning list, the winners list, and toss it and pull another so that it's fair. Like I said, eventually, someday, hi Judy, everybody's going to win something eventually. So let's get the bowl. Are you ready? I'm ready. And there's lots and lots and lots, and let's give them a good mix because everybody that participated for this week was on the top. I folded them and tossed them in there. So this is how I like to mix my buttered popcorn. You get a big bowl, you pop it, you melt a little butter in the microwave, you drizzle it on top, and then you go like this. Put your hand on one side and push it. Push the popcorn down, and it all gets coated with butter. So yum. So look, I'm buttering yous all up. I'm buttering yous up, girls. All right. Taking one out. Sometimes they stick together a little bit. Oh, I got one. Let's see. Woohoo! Anita J. Oh, I got you upside down. Anita won. Awesome. Okay, Jean, you go back to rapping, honey. It'll make you feel better. Anita is our winner for this week. Hi, Janet. Okay. I'll have it up here long enough. Everybody catch up with the lag. Anita won. So she's participated a lot of times. I have to go back through this bowl and pull out all the Anita. And right now I'm going to go over here to the winners list and put her name down so that I don't have to think about it. Make it easy on myself. Anita K. Anita KJ. That's what it is. Put that up here. Yay! Set this over. And anybody else comes in and wants to know what the homework is, you can let them know. Before I start on that, the cards that I made, I want to show you where I'm going tonight. I want to do a mixed media canvas similar to this. Remember when I made this, girls? It was done March 2013. And it's where I cut a hole in the canvas and I mounted it with a jewelry box, and then I used the plaster of Paris from a roll and put that in there, and then it's got all the other little details and stuff. So we'll work on this tonight. I don't know how far I'll get with it, but I have something really special to show you that I want to do. It comes from the heart. Let me set them over. You have to probably excuse my puppy. I'm glad she's not right here in the room in my ear barking. It would drive me crazier and everybody else a little crazy. Okay, these are just paper towels. I'm going to use these as the background because I'll be using this mat for some paint mixing and product and stuff. So put this down here. And for everybody that's playing in the watercolor class, well, not just playing, people paid to go to this. And I'm not going to do watercolor here tonight. It wouldn't be fair. But I am going to show you what I did. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you, Vaughn. So this is day 1. On day 1, we had Jen Raza do a soft watercolor wash and a stencil. And this is what I got on my second attempt with the stencil. It says, with gratitude always. This was my first one, but I stamped it so crooked, and I really love the way this stencil and this watercolor came out, but I stamped it so crooked that I did end up cutting it on a parallelogram box. It slants. And I said, no, don't go any further with it, Dar. You have ideas of what you can do. But that's, you know, what we do. When we make mistakes, we just try to figure out a way to correct it or use it anyway. So that was a fun technique, setting your stencil on it. This one I overworked. It does have some stencil imprint in it, but all these different various colors in it, I'm sure it can be used for something, but anybody who's a watercolorist professional would know that this paper pilled and it was overworked with way too much water. But you got to learn. You got to start somewhere, right? So again, another one on the stencil, but this is a very, very light wash, and you can see how it almost embossed. It's raised up where the stencil was lying on it. Okay, and then let's see. This is also day one. We were to heat emboss and then watercolor wash over it. And I like this one. I have the Tim Holtz rubber stamp with the paint brushes, and I said, how appropriate. Discover. Dar is discovering watercoloring. I'm having so much fun. That's nice, Brenda. You're going to art up another canvas. So I thought this was fun. And then this was by, I have two of those because I love this one the best. I didn't make a card out of my first one. This was my first one. I just loved it. And this was day one, heat emboss color wash. And that was so much fun. So the heat emboss kind of makes it like a mask. There are some that I did do the watercolor wash with a mask on it. I used the Fisket and stuff, but I really like the way these came out. They had, this one's also day one, and I have them lettered A, B, C, because there's 3 classes per day. I put the designer's name, and I put a little information on the back, so these won't all become cards. They will become my book of reference, you know? So when she showed hers with the block, I immediately grabbed my acrylic block that has that fancy edges on it. I can't remember the name of that kind of acrylic block, but that was the one I went for. And yeah, it's okay, you know, practice. The second attempt, it's a lot smaller. I used a smaller square acrylic block. And the only thing that didn't work out for me is this blue line, but we can turn it around this way, and we can put something across there that I don't have to see that. Who cares? But this one was my favorite, and it's a nice big card. These I used I think I saw one of the girls mention on tweet that they were going to use the Tim Holtz acrylic blocks. He has tags. That's what they said. They were going to use the Tim Holtz acrylic tag. I used his block shapes, squares and rectangles, so these are all squares. And what I did was I took the acrylic and I took masking tape and made a little handle on the back so I could press it down and bring it up. And then this is a, oh, you know who it is. Tisha Moore rubber stamp. And then other various. And then that one, I like that one a lot. Okay, this was on, where's day 3? You know I would get these messed up somehow, some way. You know I would, right? Okay, day 3 are in here. I didn't do all of these cards in the same day like I had made this one more recently, the mimosa tree. And this was with the Fisket to block and then rub it off and then color in. This was my first attempt with the Fisket mask. I did 2 shades of blue. I masked off the feather, took that off, and then I went in with Prismacolor pencils and made the feather like in a burgundy brownish color. You can see the shine. And then I went back with the same paint, which is Peerless paint, watercolor paints, and I went in those inside so it wasn't white in there. I guess when I did my Fisket, I could have been very careful and just did the feather part, but it was not a problem going back in there and coloring through. Hi, Miko. Happy Mother's Day is right. Here's another one that was Peerless paint, and I had bought this quite some time ago thinking I'm really going to love that paint, and I do. It's so vibrant. I masked off after I stamped it, and then I went back in again. I didn't want to leave my image white. I colored it with Prismacolor pencils. So I have a pair of robins with the Peerless watercolor paints. And that was day 2 with Jen McGuire. Mask over stamps with Peerless watercolor paint. This one I had marked on the back of it, and I'm not sure. You know, you girls probably know as well as I do what day this was. Day 2? I do believe this was day 2 also. The technique was to heat emboss, then watercolor wash, and then iron it off. So most of it came off with the iron of the stamp. And then this was a technique that I did on my own. I used gelatos on the rubber stamp, but instead of squirting the rubber stamp, I wet the paper. And I liked the effect that it gave it all blurry, blendy. So maybe you girls would like to try that technique. Maybe it'll come up later in the class. But as far as I've seen so far, they put their paints on their stamps and then stamp them. Well, I thought, I'm not going to wet down my stamp. I'm going to wet the paper instead. And I like the way it came out nice and blurry. And that's with the gelatos. Again, day 2. You say the name. I'll call her Agnes. Agnies Zka. Beautiful girl. It's called a soft watercolor wash with pencils and the shavings. I did use my Derwent watercolor pencils and the thread and the inks, and did, you know, like she did. And I like it. I like it. Like I said, one is for to use and one is for my reference. If I want to revisit and do them again and again and again, I'm not going to remember specifically every technique that I'm learning. Hi, Tamiko, Carol, and Dee Dee. All right, this one, let me see. I have it written on the back of this one because I love this one. Excuse me. Day 3 was Christina Werner. I used the Tim Holtz door stamp, and also the other rubber stamp was Flower Pots by Stampcraft. We were supposed to use a felt tip Marvy La Plume pens, which I've had for years, and also with a watercolor brush that's been wet. I don't want to give away all the techniques, but this is what I had as my end result. I really like the way this one came out. So, has a little bit of brass color in there and a little bit of a silver in the window pane. I don't know if you're picking up any of the reflection of the shine. There is a little bit of shine in there. And I googled stone building, and they had these purpley blue colors and the beige color, brownish color stones. I said, that's what I want to do. Colorful. This was another technique where you stamp your image. I won't get into detail. You girls that are taking the class will know and recognize it. And it says, play in the warmth of the sun, dance in the light of the moon. And I gotta tell you girls, I have gotten addicted to these reinforcement rings. For $1, I had a whole pack of them laying around for a while. And I'm getting like Jess. I'm just so hooked on these reinforcement rings. I'm watercoloring them and adding them to things. So this one is day 3. Jen McGuire, Tim Holtz Distress Inks. With this one I added a Sharpie pen to it to give it more definition. It's a hydrangea. And on the inside, the sentiment says, happy birthday. I don't always like putting my sentiment on the front, you know. Yes, Anita K., you won. You won for doing your homework. So again, this is just a hydrangea stamp and the technique that we learned on day 3, item C. There's A, B, and C. 3 designers. This one's C. So I had fun with that. Couple more. This is day 4. C, Julie, and Bersole, E-B-E-R-S-O-L-E, Bersole. This is the one and only punch. It's a Martha Stewart punch that I have that punches and it doesn't remove the whole thing. I think the technique was done with a butterfly. In fact, I'm sure it was done with the butterfly. I don't have the butterfly one, but I had the flower. So that I was really, truly have not used this hardly at all. So this is what I came up with my silly little reinforcement rings that were watercolored and then watercolored in the center and the sentiment, and this punch, which is actually getting used now, and then a couple mattings in between it. That was fun. This technique was a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing with this. I have lots of them. This was on day 2, item C, Debbie Hughes, watercolor background and stamping. And it's supposed to look very fluid. You know, your first one, this was my first one. It was not watercolory, blurry. Thank you, Di. Happy Di. And this was like the third one, and it looks so much more watercolory. And this one's a total pool, but can be cut up for something else. So I like this one that was done in the weathered wood with the background stamp, and I like this one. I have a great big huge one with the it's all right, Lily. Lily! The kids are literally screaming across the street. They're playing and playing and playing. And she's going bonkers. I should let her out the door and let her go bonkers some more. So that's the card I ended up with. I do believe that this designer had hers white heat emboss on black, but I used my jelly print paper that I had. The stamp that I stamped, it already had some color on it. You know how you have some leftover color on your stamps and you don't realize it until you do it? So I said, perfect. Leftovers. Added a little bit more color in it and the dimension of the butterfly. So, one more. And this one already has a home. Like I said, I was getting nutsy crazy with these reinforcers. You're welcome. And it was a lot of fun. I used my jelly print paper in the background. I do believe I cut a big square out of the center so that I didn't waste all of it behind the card. And then this is a technique I've done before. It's your Tim Holtz Distress stains or pads. And you can put it on your mat. I have a piece of marble. I have a tile. Well, it's not marble. I have a tile, square tile that I place my pads on, or the ink out of the bottle, and then just go in. And I did the shading, and I just went crazy with doing my own thing on this one. Nobody told me how to do it. I just wanted to play. So, yeah, that goes to Australia. See, I already wrote on it. Okay. Anything else? Oh, I'll just show you my watercolor kit and then we'll move on. Some of the things that I learned that class were so interesting. I have a lot of these pill boxes, and I liked how one girl, she cleaned her brushes in it, each different color. And trust me, when you go back and you use these waters with color in them, it works. It works as a perfect wash. Being frugal, that was the best, one of the best tips that I saw that day, is to rinse your brush in one of these. And then another girl, she used 2 water containers, one to take the dirty color out, and then a second it stayed clear for the most part. Once you rinsed it out in your first cup and you went to cup 2, you had a nice clean brush and the water stayed fairly clear. And I need some more masking tape, the painter's masking tape, because it really does help to keep it flat. And I'm using a piece of chipboard, a back piece of one of the other board things that I have. It's a mess, and it's starting to warp, so I might have to use another cardboard backing from another tablet. So that goes on the to-get list. I purchased these 4 brushes, and I was lucky that they were on sale at Michael's when I went in last week. I love the mops, and I got a detail. Now, as far as the other brushes for shading or a round brush or something, I can use any brush that I already have, but I really specifically wanted one that holds a lot, especially for doing washes. This one is designated for that biscuit stuff. I had this. I bought this a year or so ago. This brush is designated for my masking. Oh, there is one more. I did buy this one. It was on sale also. That's another round watercolor brush. I didn't buy the most expensive stuff because I have enough already. I got some pink soap. You have to have a good soap, and it's the Mona Lisa, Dee Dee. Mona Lisa soap. I know. Had to have it. This is what I have in the gout, and it's not a complete set. It has enough in here to do mixing if I wanted. You have to have red, blue, and yellow in order to make any color. So I have enough of those. I have my twinkling H2Os. I have the cheap set Talion transparent watercolors, and I'm liking them. I'm not having any problem with them. What I do is I just get the box out and I take my water squirter spritzer and just squirt it like crazy, and then let it dry out. It has it's a brown and a white. I've already had to use the white with my mimosa tree. So that worked out. Even though it's inexpensive, I'm getting good colors for a starter. I don't see myself becoming a full-time professional watercolorist, but I love to have the opportunity to try something that I have always wanted to do. I have my Peerless watercolor paints. I have another inexpensive that I've had a long time, Italians from Michael's. It's the opaque watercolors. Hello, Ashley. I have this brand Stencil water crayons. And then I have the Faber-Castell watercolor crayons. And, of course, gelatos. Our chapstick paints. Some are metallics and some aren't. And this is just assorted watercolor pencils. And then the only other watercolor product that I actually have that I've had a long time are the Derwent pencils. So technically this could go in here too, but I don't want them to break. So let me put them back where they live, or I might not ever find them again. So that's Dar's. I got this for 99 cents. I loved it that it slants. And I had already did my swatches of the different products and stuff. And thank you, Jean and gals, whoever it was who suggested it first. It was to score your paper, but dumb me, I went on the wrong side. I should have gone on this side where it's raised and the water would pool in the center. Instead, I did it backwards. So, but it worked. And then after the first layer dried in the pale color, then I went back with very dark intense so that I could get both values of the color shading. So there. Done. If I get more products, I can do more swatches, and I might do it on the right side, correct side, or I might not. One never knows. Depends how blind and how whatever. I am not going to beat myself up. I am not going to do it. People get annoyed with you when you beat yourself up, because when you do that, they think that you're looking for some kind of approval or pump you up or make you feel better. But, you know, I don't need that. You don't need to pump me up or make me feel better. When I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot. Plain and simple. It's the yin and the yang. Okay, done. Now we're going to play. We're going to play. Yep, I'm all in it. The documented life's prompt is also, I forget, maybe that's where I got my inspiration for the homework. Oh, rubber stamps. You were supposed to use any rubber stamps you want. So no, I came up with shapes all by myself. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So let me catch up with the chat. I see Jeannie has a question. She wants to know what set is that. Did somebody answer her, or do I need to go back? I'm sorry, Jeannie. Let me see if somebody answered it. Nope, nobody answered the question. So I'll bring it back, and you know there's lag. This I got at Michael's years ago, and I do believe they still have this company. It's Talens, Talens, watercolor, transparent, and then opaque. Same company, but fewer, it's skinnier. Fewer amounts of, that's 12, and this one's 24. So did I, it's okay, don't apologize. I gotcha. I gotcha. You saw the work that I've done, the cards and stuff that I've made so far, and I'm pleased with the quality. You know, these were not like 35 bucks. These were like 12 years ago, quite a while ago. I love these teal colors right there. So when it says transparent, I don't see that it's that transparent, but it is really, really, really cool. I do like them. I like them. That's all of the watercolor stuff. I don't know how you girls organize or what you do product-wise, but I'm very particular about organization, and especially because I have just a small space, I like to keep like product items together. I just always have, even in the rest of the house. You know, if it's underwear and socks, it all goes in one drawer, not the bottom drawer, not the left drawer, all in the same drawer. It just does. Thank you, Mommy, for teaching me to be organized. She was organized too. She's my hero. But then again, she was the wise one who said, you will be like your mother or father in spite of or because of. In spite of meaning you won't be like them. You don't want to be like them. So I got it. She was letting us know. You're going to be like us or not. Again, this is where I started out showing you girls where I want to go tonight on a canvas, cutting out the back and using, you'll see the products in a minute because I got pretty organized today. I don't know how I did it, but I did. You like my palette? You could put your own colors in when it's empty. That's true, Anita. I could go buy some of those tubes. I did. Hi, Barb. Did I miss somebody? Yay, Anita. Anita. Winner, winner. I had shrimp dinner. All right, let me move this over, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about tonight's project. I'm really excited about it. You know, sometimes you just get a project in your head, and you're excited about it. That's how I am tonight. And it's because, well, you'll see in a second. I have some tools, a cutter, a plier, a round nose. I have white wire, which is easily marred. When I use this, you have to be real careful that that white paint that's on this wire will come off. So I have some backup white acrylic paint. I have some masking tape to help hold the box on the back of the canvas. This is my latest find. when I was out cleaning my windows after I demolished them. I bought some more Kaboom in foam to cling to the windshield longer, and it did take a lot of the watermarks off, but not the little fine scratches that I put in it. So because I was so upset about ruining my windows, I've called Glass Doctor, and I've been here for polish and there for this and that. It's just, don't be upset, Dar. It's okay. Only drive in the day and you'll be okay. So I bent down and I picked that right up after I'd gone through all my frustration with this stupid car window. So the box and the wings. Okay. My plaster of Paris, that's on gauze. In a minute, I'm going to have to go get a little bowl of warm water because it likes warm water. And it cuts up real easy. It's fun to use. You can get it in any arts and crafts store. You can mold, you can shape, you can do all kinds of stuff with that. It's fun. Tissue, if I want to do some rubber stamping on the tissue to adhere to the canvas. A pointy Sharpie with a lid, naturally. This is Stamper's Best. I may or may not use any of these borders. This is a Tim Holtz with the angels. I may or may not. I have a couple stencils. I have this sunburst one, and I have this one that looks like water drops. And I like that, and I'll tell you specifically why as I get down into this further. And I have these Prima Build a Swirl. I shouldn't have eaten dinner so late. But isn't that one cool with the heart? That's pretty cool. And then, of course, the canvas. Now, yesterday I received this from my dearest cousin, Carol Ann. She's a little bit older than me, a couple years. She lives in Pennsylvania. I get to see her once in a while. But we do have telephone calls and different things. And I had called her and she wasn't in. She returned email letter to me. And this is what she wrote. Well, she had written a lot of other things, but this is what she wrote that I printed in. I sprayed it with the fixative so that I can put wet medium over it and it shouldn't bleed. She said, I know you collect heart-shaped stones because you find them everywhere, like angels showing you some love. Not everyone can see them, you know. You need the eyes of love. I love that. She melted my heart. So I wrote her and I said, I'm going to use your words on a canvas tonight. I hope you don't mind. Too bad. I'm sure she won't mind. She's an artist. She loves to make cards and we get together. We get to play time. So what I found out about hearts with wings, I went on and Googled, you know me, I got to Google everything because I want to know. Inquiring minds need to know everything that they can absorb. Just pretty much like I am with the art. I want to see everybody's art. I want to suck it up like a sponge. And I got goosebumps. So I have two sizes. When I start working on the box, and I'll decide then which is the better size. And then I found this is pretty appropriate. I love the Tim Holtz stuff. One of his name tags, it says Exhibit A. Exhibit A. That's Exhibit A with the words. So what I found out about hearts with wings, I went to ask.com. It said it can symbolize many different things. One is in love with an angel. 2, it's a Christian term for God and Christ that lift us up as one. It means love, it means angel, and it means freedom. And it's also a memorial, you know. On one of the other sites I found, it said it's also memorial for your beloved is carried to heaven by an angel. So I'm so glad that I looked that up. I've always loved the heart shapes, but I never really took the time or knew what it meant to have the wings on it. So now we know. You probably all already knew that. Everybody knew that but me. So it's so appropriate for me for this canvas because that's how I'm looking at it. One is in love with an angel, and two, the angels carried your beloved to heaven. So I hope I don't mush you guys all out. It's not the purpose. That is not the purpose. This is just like a little memorial thing. Again. That's what, you know, you see something or you read something or you whatever. You get inspired by it. I'm just so totally inspired by what my cousin Carol Ann wrote to me. I have little brads that have the head of a screw on it, so that will hold. This lightens it up a little bit, I think. I think it makes it funny. Hi, Sandy. I think it makes it a little bit light-hearted and a little bit more humorous if you put Exhibit A. Because I have lots and lots of rocks that are heart-shaped. And that is a beautiful letter. So, lighten it up a little, Dar. Exhibit A. I also have a couple other products. Liquitex Basic Iridescent Medium. It's like a putty. You put that on, it dries quite fast. And it's the white iridescent. Of course, you need your gel medium matte. And then I have an assortment of paints. I showed you the white in case I have to touch up on the white wire. I want to do a rainbow across the canvas. So these are the Tim Holtz Distress paints. Yellow, green, another green, darker blue, lilac, going into picked raspberry, pinkish, and then into the red, the festive berries, and ripe persimmon, and spiced marmalade. And then for on the wings themselves, I have the Ranger Patina for metal surfaces, and the white is called marble, and then there's another one, it's called silver. So I don't know if I need to add more silver to it or not, but see how organized I am today? It's ridiculous to be this organized. It's just ridiculous. Yes, happy Mother's Day already. And to all those, I always say it every year, and to all those who mentor children, not just mothers, but also teachers and girlfriends and neighbors and women who've never had children of their own, because they're a woman and a female, they still have the instinct to be motherly. You don't have to have a child of your own to have that mother instinct. So happy Mother's Day to all the women. Okay? I mean that. To all the women. Alright, time for me to go get some water. And then we'll start. Be right back. Where's my BRB? Here it is. BRB. Alright, I'm back. I have my warm water. So, y'all sit back, relax, get a project, work on your watercoloring class, make some cards, write in your journal, whatever. Stitch. Carol O'Kay's here. She likes to sit back and embroider. Hi, Sandy. So, like I said, I'm not sure which wings I'm going to use yet. But I have a pretty good idea. Exhibit A. That's the last heart-shaped stone I found, and it was right after I worked on the car's windows. That's sad. Poor thing. I might have to get it replaced, the windshield at least. I'm not worried about the back or the sides. Yeah, because It interferes with night driving. All right, let's get a placement. This is just a simple little jewelry box. If you don't have them or the shape or size you want, you can just, this is the box Fran sent me with the Tree of Life pendant. The lid fits perfect in here. Okay. It's not quite as substantial as this one. Also, I want to have something to ground it on. So what I do is I just cut it down a little, and I'll use this as the reference since this is perfect. Make some little tick marks with a pencil or a pen, cut it down and fold it down so that I lay it in here, and I'll have like little wings coming out, and then I can glue or tape. I have my hot glue gun on also. Get my placement. And then work, play, enjoy. Just watch for a while. I'm not very good at teaching and explaining as I go, but you know what they say. If you're a visual person and you learn things by watching, this is what you want to do. Come here, because that's about as much as you're going to get out of me. The opportunity to be inspired and watch. I'm retired. I don't work anymore. Isn't that a shame? Is my chat still going? Hi, Darcy UK and Claire. Yep, still going. You missed my entry. Well, Vaughn, you're in there multiple times. Your name's going to come out sooner or later. I'll just throw an extra one in for next week. I won't be here next weekend. I'll be at my brother's. So homework, you'll have 2 weeks to work on it, and it's any shape you want. Any shape you want. So when you, of course, I got to take this out. I'm going to cut corner to corner. Like I said, I don't really have to explain anything. Just watch. Just play. And I want to put that there so that I don't go. And you can do all kinds of shape. I saw somebody take a stencil that had the octagons. And they cut them out so pretty. See, I'm glad I put that there because I went curved. And curved again. Naturally, I knew that would do it. And then that. See how curvy it got? It doesn't matter to me. These need to fold back. And then that box will go in there. And this will help. Let's see. Just push them underneath the frame. I have the hot glue on. Just a little bit to, you know, help hold it back. Let's give it some crease first. All the way. And if it, for me, it's not going to be perfect edge, it doesn't matter because that cement plaster stuff's going to work it out just fine. All right, let me get the... I saw something on Tweet. You girls were all excited about some kind of sports or something going over there. What's going on? I get excited about my baseball sometimes. I don't watch it a whole lot anymore, but I used to be so addicted to it. You couldn't pull me away from it. And to be able to get up to the stadium to see it live, oh, that was the best. I could eat a hot dog at the stadium. I very seldom ever eat them at home. Once in a while, like the beanie weenies right before Easter. I'm not a hot dog eater per se very often, but there's nothing like a hot dog at the ballpark. That is warm. It was Eurovision Song Contest. Well, that's better. Hi, Rose. Joyce, Moonlit Rose. Song Contest. Well, yeah. I could see everybody getting excited over that for sure. I think, oh, see, it got glued up in there. When you get too much glue and it's too soon, sometimes you have to heat it back up again with, I know it's going to do that. I just knew it. So let me cut a little bit of it off. I knew it. I said to self, I'm talking like Emerald, the chef. Self, you knew you were going to do that. I love the music. A lot of our television shows, the new season starts in September, and they're just ending, like these last couple weeks here and now. Their season finale. Well, this is just going to have to not go underneath the frame. Or maybe. There. If I try to push it down in there, I think I'll have too much of a bump. Yeah, there's a little bump. Up. Bring it back up. Pull it back out again. Work it. Work it. Work it. If I look like I'm struggling, I am. I don't care. It does not bother me to struggle. It's the challenge. I could rip this thing apart and do it again and again and again until I get it right. Let me struggle. That's not a bad thing with mixed media. Nope, that is not a bad thing. Push that down so it doesn't go under it again. All right, I think I got it. Yeah, so Penny Dreadful. I'll have to check it out. Is it about little zombie girls? Penny Dreadful, Penny Dreadful. Ah. The one that I watched last night, and I seldom get to watch much TV unless I'm here in my room. I'll put Netflix on and watch movies. It's not like television where you can just turn it on and go to a regular program. But I did watch TV in bed when I go to bed, and it had Grimm. I love Grimm. I like Grimm. So I watched that, and next week is their finale. And they had an actress in there who's also a Grimm. This is how long it's been since I've seen it, right? I didn't even know this other chick was playing. And she's a Grimm and can see the monsters and all that stuff, and they call her Trouble. So I don't know how long Trouble's been with this season or this episode, but that's how long it's been, all year since I saw it. I finally see it, and it's only got one show left. That's how much I get back to my TV. And, by the way, Dee Dee, I have not been able to keep up with Survivor. I've watched several from the Lappy, but I need to go back and catch up because they're way ahead of me. I'm missing my Survivor for the first year since they started. I never missed an episode. Of course, I used to have it recorded and then watch it at my leisure. No commercials, just buzz right through the commercials. But this is the first year. I'm so bad. Excuse me. I'm looking for a ruler or something to be able to bend this down so it stays straight. Straight, straight, straight. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm not even talking like myself. Get a little bit more pep in your voice or a little more authoritative. I don't know what it is. My voice changes. I'm blaming it all on you, girls. You bring out the best in me. I'm talking all fancy. Like I know what I'm doing. I need to slow down. Keep it real. Try not to cuss. I'm not much for cussing anyway, unless I get hurt. Every once in a while, something will slip. And I do apologize. But the beauty for me, I think, when I'm doing my art, I don't get frustrated like I have to say, oh, sugar and stuff like that. Art does not frustrate me. If it's not going well, it's okay. Not everything's going to go easy and well in the way you plan it every time. I just think that's the fun part of it. Always feeling challenged. How are you going to see it and do it? How are you going to do it, Dar? Tear it up. Like I just did the box. See, I'm bending it back to get it back there, and it bent. But it's not going to make a difference because it's going to be all glued in. It's going to have all that plaster stuff on it. And the paper that's wrapped around here is coming off, but it's all good. It's all good. And I want that on the back. So, I can tape it, I can glue it, but before I do all that, let's see, what else do I want to do to it? Tape the corners so they don't spread out. How about that? Oh, I didn't realize Darcy was with you, or are you with Darcy? Hi, Zandra. I'm missing somebody. And John is coming in. My box on the corners tore, and even if they didn't, I think it's a good idea to stabilize them anyway. Doing a canvas with a niche. A niche, I tell you. A niche. Dar, you should submit some of this stuff to magazines. I should. I'm so lazy. I am so lazy, lazy, lazy. Lazy, I tell you. I'm so lazy. You know, I need to be 20 years younger to have that kind of motivation. Some of my friends say this and say that, and you could sell it, and you could do this and that and the other. But, I think I've ran my course of, in my own mind, I've run my course of promoting myself, so to speak. When I used to sell stuff, man, I was on top of my game. Totally on top of my game. I went out door to door to the mom and pop arts and crafts stores. I'd take a tote with me of my product and sell it right on spot. I was always promoting myself because I liked the money. I liked the challenge, and I think I've just worn it out for myself. I've used it up and worn it out and did it. You know what they say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Most artists do tend to get a little bit bored from time to time, and they need to change up. Well, I think that's me. I ran that. Magazines would be totally awesome, but I'm lazy again. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so lazy. Lazy. Retired is the nicer way to say it. So again, girls, anytime I put stuff out here, I'm sharing this for you to do it too. If you're able to claim it as your own and get away with that, and I never catch you or find out and you don't hurt my feelings, so be it. If you do something, you say you did it first, and I find out and you hurt my feelings, I'm not going to talk to you again. And get this, check this out. At my age, I figured out people have come and gone in my life. People have hurt me. They've done things to me that they wouldn't do to anybody else. So I don't badmouth them per se. I'm not bad-mouthing somebody for what they did to me, because they may not ever, ever, ever do anything like that to somebody else. Only me. So that's why I let it go. I have the ability of letting go the hurt and the pain and the things that have been done to me, because that's it. They have other friends. They will never treat them the way they treated me. No bad-mouthing. But when you've been stolen from, lied to, Yada, yada, yada. More than once. And you let it happen. It's your own fault. You try to let things go. Try to move on. So if you steal my ideas, and this is not just my idea, anybody could do this. Anybody can do this. I won't talk to you anymore, that's all. I won't badmouth you, but I ain't talking to you either. Because what's once bitten, twice shy? I'm not letting that happen to me again. Kind of attitude. No badmouthing. Just not having it. Well, there's another great saying that says, what you put up, what you stand for, or something. It was pretty good. I don't remember. It's in my quote book. This is nice and warm and sticking in there. But thank you, Claire. You're a dear sweetheart. You're a dear sweetheart. I love my gang. Truly. So this is just to help this box and this canvas stay together. And it does work really good. And then just smear it in. If you've not ever used it, you'll have fun with it. You can do all kinds of stuff. I did 3 pieces and need one more. Should have had 4. Then I'm going to need a couple other little pieces to touch up around those corners. Build it up. I like it when it looks chunky like. A couple more little strips. Yeah, when I worked where I worked in law enforcement, if you were nice, that was considered weak. But once you get out of that environment, it's so dark and drab and sad, you can be nice. And you shouldn't be taken as being weak because you're not in that environment anymore. But stuff happens. I'm going to let that go. Let it go. Let it go. That's why it's nice to have those journals, right, Miss Barb? Have your journal. Have your way with it. Say what you want to say. Get over it. Get it out. There's better things to talk about tonight. There are. There's much better things to talk about. So I'm just going to, no rhyme or reason, just start building this up. Build it up. When I was putting the niches in your canvas, you used muslin fabric and matte gel. Nice, Jamie. I bet it took a little longer to dry, though, but I bet you had just as beautiful of a result, huh? Probably. Beautiful gel medium. And fabric. Muslin fabric. That sounds nice. I might have to give that a go. Myself. Yep. I think I better get a paper towel. I'm really sopping it all around here. Sop up some of the wet. Leave it rough, stringy. They're blowing the horn. I can't come out right now. I'm busy. Well, you and I know that they're not blowing the horn for me to come out. That's for sure. That hasn't happened in years. Overnight and then it's good. I'd like to try that. Jamie, I loved your tour of your studio. I'm sure you've probably read my comments by now. It was fabulous. I love being able to now have that imprint in my mind and picture you in that space. I really loved it. You got room for friends to come and play, and like you said, you can sleep on the sofa bed. It's awesome. Awesome. You're blessed. I like your hub's man stuff, you called it. The gladiators. Him and Jay, Joran, they would get along just fine because he thinks he's a Viking. Yeah, Vikings and gladiators and all that man stuff. Cool. Now I see a little bit corner here that's missing. Probably some in here. Just build up a little bit more. Let that sit and dry for a minute. Let me check my chat. It was fun, not funny. It was fun. Total blast. A total blast. I'll go in this corner. And Sandra, if you're listening, I loved your mermaid that you did with the air clay. Or was it, it was a different kind of clay. I forget what it was. I had some of that too, and that's really difficult to work with. I don't know how you managed to keep it like clay. Paper clay? Is that what you used? The paper clay? I like using this stuff. And I also like the ArteDar clay, air dry clay. And they have several different kinds. They have it in a stone, in a natural, and in a white. I like the white air dry ArteDar. L-E, or is it L-A? ArteDar. I get it at Michael's. So my thoughts are the little container down in here is going to be red because I want to keep the heart in its natural color. I want it to look like a stone, and since that is gray, I think a red would complement the gray and bring in that, you know, when you look at it, you think heart, you think purple hearts and red hearts. Well, hearts can be any color, can't they? That's what I'd already envisioned so far, was a red box. While that's drying, I'm going to do a little wire wrapping on this heart, like I said, with that white wire. Yes, Eileen, it's beautiful. Do you remember when I did one quite some time ago? I think I made an armature out of wire and then wrapped the cement plaster on it. Let me see if I have it right here close at hand. Okay. This is the one I did, Sandra. Were you around? Let me see if the date's on here. Not. It's the cement stuff. And then I painted her face, used violet color, and a napkin that was in violet color napkins with the teals, and then the yarn, and then some of this and some of that. No, I don't. I think it's pretty good. I don't know. There's another niche cut in it with a little box. And then I just dusted it all over. Here's a napkin, has mermaids, some barnacles. I love this wire net in the green. Yeah, that's the one I did out of this plaster stuff, Sandra. You were here when I did this or not? I don't have the date on it. It's a year old. I remember I did this after Dickie passed away, and it's got beach glass on it. And I started to put something in here. I think I was going to put some more seashells. What's that say? There's a D and an H. So I have no idea what that was supposed to I think it was supposed to say happy. There's an H and a P, or hope. That's what it was, hope, H-O-P-E. So I've got, and I just found that E, not, okay, that's supposed to say hope. John and Darcy were here and they're helping me out with it. But yeah, you can get this plaster stuff really smooth. I don't see any cracks on it. Let's see if I can get even closer. And my hands aren't like your hands. They're just little shapes. One sticking up. But that's why I used the wire in mine, so that I could get it real three-dimensional. Thanks, gang. I'm glad you like it. It's got real driftwood on it, real Cape May glass, and different things. One of these days I'll hang it up in the bathroom with the other mermaids. I don't know how flexible you need it, though. Once it's on a canvas like this and it's just sitting somewhere, it's not really going to get a lot of movement. Okay, dry. And I'll set it over here under my heat lamp. I still left it very porous. There's a lot of plaster in it. You can keep smoothing it until all those little holes go away if you choose to, or you can leave it very porous like that. I set it over here under my spectacular little chandelier. It dries faster. It throws off heat. Here it is again on the other one, the example on the other one. It's very textured. I really lumped it up more, squishing it with my hands. But for this one, I don't need it that textured because this looks like a stucco with the Tim Holtz window pediment. The one that I'm doing now. I'm just making it up as I go. As I go, you know. Hi, Sandy P. She does. I didn't know that, Eileen. I didn't know that. She hasn't been doing her Wednesday thing. And that's usually the one that I've always seen was her take on Wednesday in her art journal books. I don't recall seeing... I know she used the plaster tape like this. This is the one I thought she was using, but what do I know? I bought this. I sent some to Barb. It's sticky, and this makes it really easy to patch up drywall. If you have drywall in your house and you get a hole knocked in it from a doorknob or a kick or something, this is sticky backed, and you would tape that over the hole, and then you could do your plaster, drywall plaster over it, and it won't fall through the hole. This is what I thought Donna Downey used, but I don't know. Now you got me thinking, did she use this plaster? Canvas, plaster of Paris on gauze. I have to go back and watch because I love her stuff too. I really do. I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? Sandra, you put bling on hers? Nice. You can see I dumped a ton of the dry gloss glitter, or not gloss, the dry glitter. I have jars of that from when I went to Queen's Ink. Okay, there you go, APG. She said that she's probably used both from one time to another. Probably. If you have it, you use it. Many moons ago, girls, I found myself more times than one going through the men's hardware department, the gardening area, trying to find inspiration to come up with a project that nobody's made before and do it, thinking it was my own creative imagination by walking the aisles and finding something. And back in the day when I used to do a lot of sewing dolls and stuff, I made these tiny little bunnies. They had no feet, no arms, just the ears came up and they were made out of muslin. They would be coffee stained, real distressed, and then I would paint the eyes, the nose, and a little mouth, and then I would stick it in one of those little garden peat pots and put the grass like a straw grass, not the plastic papery stuff. And then I would put a little wire to make a handle. And then it would have other words and stuff in it or whatever I did. But to me, at the time that I did those little tiny peat pots with the bunnies and stuff in it, was an original. Total ArteDar original. Because that's what I really like to do, is go through the stores, look at products, and they had to be inexpensive, you know, because if you're going to turn it over and make a buck, it can't be expensive. And those little peat pots were cheap. But again, you have to realize that human beings, a lot of us think the same, and a lot of the material and product that's out there, when it's trending, that's what everybody uses, the same stuff. So if you come up with something and somebody else comes up with something and it's very similar, that's why. We're all using the same products at the same time. So let's see how I'm going to wire this heart. I have no idea. Just want to make it look like it's caged in, and then probably E6000 it down in there. I just want it to look pretty instead of just plain on there. And I forget how to do it. I think you were supposed to do it 3 times as big. Something like that. Well, time will tell. I am just going to wing it. Do it my way, right? Got to have 2 of these. I like watching the YouTubes on the chains and the wiring. I've always loved to do wire stuff. Always, always, always. You can look back at my art in the last 10 years and you'll see I've used wire quite a lot. I was really thrilled when I saw, I think it was Somerset. They had a layout with numerous sculptures in a thin wire, in a metallic wire, of different shapes of animals. And I said, oh, I love that. I love that. I love this little wire. You like going into the sports shop. I've never thought of that. Fly fishing and, oh yeah, the feathers. That's pretty good, Joyce. My only purchase this week, you'd be proud of me, girls, but I didn't. I have to save some money. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. And my only purchase for this week was $15 or something. Craft Tex, the hot stuff. I wanted it in a craft as well, which would have doubled what I would have spent, but they didn't have it. And I just wanted the small one. I didn't want the great big huge bolt. But I do want to play with the Craft Tex. And I like black. I can do something with the black, you know, dry emboss it through the Sizzix and hit the top with some rub and buff or something and just play. I'm looking forward to it. Haven't done anything yet. When we were kids and we'd go up to the mountains where my dad had his hunting lodge, there was a local that lived up there who made fishing flies with feathers and sold them. That was his main income. Okay. This is a great chat tonight, gang. But you can see I'm not doing much. Alright, I'm going to find the middle here somewhere because that's going to go down near the bottom. And then I'm going to start doing my wrappy thing. And I don't care if it's awesome. I kind of always did like it more hand-did looking, not machine-made. I'm not so much for perfection. If you're a perfectionist, you don't get much done. Or you do get it done, but it takes long. Yeah, just as I suspected, the white paint is coming right off as soon as I start pinching it. So I do have the white metal paint stuff. 1, 2, let's say 3 is enough. Alright, I'm going to read this to you again, girls, so you know where I'm going with this. My cousin Carol Ann mailed this to me yesterday. She'd gone to Facebook and she was checking out some of the videos, and she talked about the 45 phonograph that I had made, that her dad had one and only had 2 records, and she said he was frugal. 2 records! She says, I know you collect heart-shaped stones because you find them everywhere, like angels showing you some love. Not everyone can see them, you know. You need the eyes of love. So that's where I'm going with this. What she wrote to me, my love of the heart-shaped stones, and it symbolizes many things, and I found out more about why it has wings on the heart. There's lots of different interpretations, but the one I really like is it means the one you love is with an angel. That the angel... I'm good, girls. So that's where I'm going. Isn't that beautiful that she wrote that? I really liked it. Hi, Julie. I see people say hi to you. I didn't see your greeting when you came in, but I'm sure you said hi to everybody. And they're saying hello, hello right back. I got that pinched up. Now comes the fiddle full round. Try to get 2 of the same wires. Oops, pretty tight. Pretty good. I'm not too worried about tucking that in because I am going to put it in a box. A jewelry box. That had the tree of life in it from Fran. Okay. Nice manipulated. I'm not sure if I want to put it right down in the bottom. Probably off to the side. And for this, I think I might only use 3 points. And now I have to... This has 2 sides, and I kind of liked it with the high side to the left. It's flat on both sides. It's pretty flat. Would make a good connection for gluing. So I think I want the high end up. I think. You know, I can change my mind. And I'll bring that around. And bring that in. Push that down. So I think it's going to have three points instead of 4. I think. Just to give it a little bit of just to make it look prettier. And I like playing with the wire anyway. So if I do, it should probably come over here on this side. What do you think? One right here? I think I need one right there. Okay. Straighten that back out. Where my thumb is where I'm going to wrap it. Where's Mitzi when you need her? Joycey! Hey, Joycey. Good to see you, honey. Did you have dinner? Did you see APG Jamie's studio tour? It rocks. I want to go and play there. Trim that down, squeeze them together. Mitzi did teach me pretty much everything that I've been doing as far as this wire wrapping, pinching them back together, make it tight, there. And then cutting and tucking, cut and tuck, cut and tuck. The kids are having fun outside. They have one of those battery operated 4-wheeler things that go up and down the road. They're having a party. Alright, there's 2. Yeah, I like it with the thing on that side and that side and in there. Let's see how it's going to look. There. You can laugh at me if you want. If it looks like I'm struggling, you know the deal. It's not struggling. Just looks like it. Yeah, just looks like I am. I'm not. I am not. Totally not. I'll let you know when I'm struggling. When I do struggle. I always say it looks like I'm struggling. Okay, this one's going to go around the one here. Kind of like it with 3. 3's always been one of my lucky numbers. And then bring that back there. I don't know, I just caged the heart. Maybe that's not a good thing, but that's what I wanted to do. Stop talking to myself out loud. And I think I want to bring this one in here. Don't overthink it. Bring this one in over here. I know. A lot of effort. I'm not sure if you like it or not. If you don't, you can take it off. And then this gets twisted back here somehow. Not too far because I want it to... Oh, that's why it's flopping all over the place. Dar. Get it tight first. Put that twisty stuff back there. Mm. 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 At least 3. And those wires can possibly, I thought about it before, get poked through the box and down through the canvas. Do I want to go to all that or just glue it? I think I just want to glue it. Forget about poking holes and wiring it. Not necessary. Just so they stay out of the way and I get a good seal with the glue, right? Let's see if I can pull this down, make it more of a heart. I don't know. I want it to go up. I don't know if I like that. Might have to add a little swirly thing on it. Might. Let's make a swirly thing to go over here. Huh. Winter is doing your hair. It's making me look at her. Don't go waffle stomping. Okay, Jean. You can make a swirly thing. Yep. Turn this in here. Put this in here a little tighter. And I'm talking out loud. Girls are having fun, I hope, right? Just hanging out on a Saturday night. I think this little swirly thing will help put it into more of a balance. I think. Like somewhere up in here. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Guns N' Roses. Let me admire it for a minute and see if I'm happy with it or not. I don't know. I think some of this wiring has taken away the shape of the heart. Push that out. Push that out. I don't like that it is distracting from the heart. I think I'm cutting it off, gang. I know I am. I'm not digging it. I had to try it, right? Think of something else to put on it. The wiring is okay, but no, I think it kind of distracts. And the fact that it's in a cage and everything. Look, now it's got eyeglasses. Maybe it can still be salvaged. Maybe not. Like a bow. Or, I know what you girls are going to say. No, Dar. Looks like a bathing suit top. Yeah, it looks like a bow, but then again, it might look like too much like a bikini top without the bottom. Bon Jovi. Yay, Brenda. Yep. Diane, you agree. Too much wire distracts from the heart. Yeah, let's not use the wire. It was fun. I got some wire practice in, right? All right, let's see if this is... Yeah, that's nice. It's a little bit damp, but I think I can move on with the painting. Let's put these little pieces away so I don't get stuck with them later in my foot. Okay. Thinking ahead, a couple steps here. Do I want to do my painting on the canvas and then the box, or the box and then the canvas? Thinking. I don't think it really matters. Let's do the box. Let's do it in a dark red. A pair of sunglasses, right? It did look like a bra. That's what I was seeing. No, we're not going to have it that way. I tried. Who's to say until you try? I should have grabbed the paintbrush first, huh? And if you don't clean off this edge, it makes a mess. Now, this is the mahogany. Might as well take advantage of it being able to be blendy and put another color in there with it, you think? Yeah, talking out loud. I think it needs more than one color. Let's get this first one on, because this paint does take a little longer to dry than acrylic paints do. So I've got time to play and spray. More time to play. It's reminiscent of red brick. A red brick box to hold a granite type stone. Interesting. They say, Dar, where do you come up with this stuff? Watch too much TV. I would tell Dickie you watch too much TV. Where do you come up with this stuff? fun. Who doesn't like to paint? Jean likes to paint now. You can have fun with the paint for sure. And especially this paint. I like that it blends and mixes and does all kind of cool things. What color do I want to mix in it? I don't know. Maybe a little silver. I'm thinking silver would look nice with the stone. Okay, be that way. Need a pin. I need a pin. And instead of squirting it right down on the project, I better put it off to the side. That was a good save. Naturally don't want to have to do 100 coats to get it just the way you want it. But that happens sometimes, right? More than one coat. Because... Okay, let's try another color. Something when I festive berries, picked red, something that when I start doing the rainbow background, it can still pick up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't want to put every color of the rainbow in there though. Darcy, you gonna go, honey? Have a good evening. The rest of your weekend. Well. I hope that dries a little bit darker than what it is. It might end up being just a solid mahogany with some other stuff on it somewhere, somehow. I'm laughing at myself. Okay, it's got two tones. That's important to me. It has more than just one flat color. Okay, nope, that goes off to the side. This goes here. Don't need the white paint. Put this back on. I might have to use rub and buff. Digs for stones. See a rock hound? Now my paint is so bad. I need to go change the water, girls. It's got plaster in it, and it's got red, and I'll be right back. I need a hose that goes from the bathroom or the kitchen sink into here, that I can shut it on and off. Lily. It's the neighbors, honey. It's okay. You want to go out and say hello? You want to go out? Go back down outside. Neighbors are going to hate me for sending my dog out barking at them. Or not. They've never said anything to me yet. Oh, hi, Jan. Jan's going to go get some coffee. All right, let's line up these paints and get them all shaken, shook up. I'm all shook up. Ta-da-da. Ta-da. Hi. I'm all shook up. Yellow, green, blue, purple. pink. More pink, red. And then I have 2 oranges. I couldn't decide which orange I wanted, so I got them all out. Maybe this one's lighter. Spiced marmalade. I might have to omit 1 or 2 of these. I don't know. I'm trying to get a rainbow going here. Now I'll shake these last 2 up, or 3. Hi, hi. The paint shook up. Oh, this is fun. Clean water to the right, because I'm right-handed. Trying to stay away from the paper I printed out. I don't want to mess that up. Oh, that would be sad. Get my spritzer water, get a dry paper towel, and we'll see. Maybe I should start it this way so that... start it this way. It's going to be nice and wet. Go for it. I'll probably come back and do the sides black. Probably. Come on, come out. I know there's plenty in there. I'll leave the caps off because you never know if you need to come back and get more, right? Yellow, olive, green. And then if the green comes more green, blue-green. This is pine needles. And then after pine needles is coming another blue, and this one is the peacock feathers. Should have probably go into broken china next. I want a real true blue, huh? That would be a light blue. I want some on the side, but I have to wait to go back to that. I want some purple. And then a pinky pink. She said no thanks. Oh, I went and put the lid back on anyway. Well, you didn't tell me I missed a spot. And now I'm going into a darker festive berry. Oops, I pulled the whole lid off. It stuck. Not my fault. Hi, Spooky. Spooky. And I want to go into an orange. Well, so much for having clean water. When I pulled the cap off like that, the whole lid came off. Be forewarned, girls. The lids come off with the whole shebang comes off. So I know rainbows, you only ever see the same colors repeat once, not twice like I'm doing. I'm just repeat, because I like it. It's colorful. What seems like it may be sad is not so sad. Then after the green, blue-green. And I better hurry up. Then the light blue, green. Don't pull the lid off at the same time. Then some violet purple. And then some pink. And I have enough red on the other side. Bring that over. That's what I should have left it. Just sit there, huh? Am I missing anybody? Mika. So the bleeding heart seems to be the predominant color right here, right now. But that's okay. Let's wet her down. See if we can get her to be blendy, blendy. Blend, 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 blend. All that yellow went to the wrong side of the moon. You know, you have to think Pink Floyd when you see like a prism, rainbow prism. Not prison, prism colors. Not so much water this time. More purple. This is fun, gang. Drippage. And it's just the background, as they say. Don't fall in love with your background because you're going to cover it all up anyway. Well, not all of it, but quite a bit of it. Don't fall in love with the background, Dar. Keep going. Oops. That's bad news. Went to mud. Fixable. It's fixable. I just don't want to see the round dots. Kind of feels like I'm back to playing with the watercolor stuff again. Kinda. I'm not going to be too concerned with it. Like I said, don't fall in love with the background because you're going to put stuff on top of it anyway. Might have to frame out this thing somehow. I'm seeing it. It's starting to come to life. Dab up some of that water. Isn't that what we do in the watercolor class? You get a puddle. Suck it up. Okay, pretty, pretty, pretty. Look at that big orange and red. Little tiny yellow. Happy's leaving. Hi, Happy Die's leaving. Peace and love. Yep, a shape, any shape. And like I was saying for Joycey, she's going to think outside the box. She's going to make up her own shape. It won't be a round circle or a square. I know it. You're going to be looking like a funky peanut. You're going to do a funky Mr. Planner's peanut, aren't you? Thanks, Miko. Playtime. You have 2 weeks, Anita. I'm not going to be here next weekend. Hi, Pam. I am not going to be here next weekend. I'm going to be in Pennsylvania at my brother's, so you actually have 2 weeks to do your homework. Shape. Any kind of shape. No rules. Shapes. 1 shape, 2 shapes, 10 shapes. Oh yeah, you kitty cat. My cat brings me moles all the time. All the time. Okay, Joyce. Moonlit Rose off the bed. Good night. Peace and love. Many, many blessings. Oh, a knot hole. How cool, Pam. Awesome. I like found things like that. I really do. Little treasures. And especially when somebody else hands it to you. Well, that's where this is coming from. Somebody else handed me the inspiration. My cousin Carol Ann. Happy colors. Lots of it. Woo, this area right there. I'm not going to worry about it. It's the background. Now I want to do some rubber stamping on the tissue paper. So let me set this off to the side again. Take up a little more of the sun lamp. I don't know, you girls that do the watercoloring, do you ever feel really scared that you're going to dump that muddy, dirty water over? That's the one thing that makes me nervous about doing these classes and learning this and it's like, you better be careful you don't spill that. We had friends that were having an earthquake and they said they could feel the tremors, and she was still in chat or she's talking about this, and like we're all scared to death, right? And she's still online talking about earthquakes. And I don't know, trying to lighten the feeling for a moment, I said to her, you better go grab that bottle or jar of dirty paint water. That's the only thing I could think of at that moment. Save the dirty water from spilling all over the place during an earthquake. Is that silly or what? You girls know I'm silly. Don't worry about climbing in the tub or running downstairs in the cellar. Just save the paint water. Use a travel mug. That's a good idea, Carol. To have a wider base. Pam, you didn't. You crawled all the way under the car. Well, that's a lot of love. If you crawled under the car like a mechanic to get a wood knot that your girlfriend handed to you and said, here. How fun is that? Oh, you can't not use it for something now. You have, Vaughn says she has 3 areas inside of it and it's rectangle and firmly seated at the desk. It works great. Well, thank you for the tips and tricks, girls, because that's the one thing that's why I got this really big round. I'm thinking the wider it is, the less likely I am to go boom, bang it. But truthfully, it's one of the things that makes me nervous, all that dirty paint water. And if I have an earthquake, you know what I'm grabbing first. Yes, I am. I don't want any of that dirty paint on my projects. Okay, stamping some angels. Tim Holtz. Flings. And I think, you know, the white tissue paper on top of those bright colors will help tone it down, too. I love the brights, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, right now, too much. Too much. Distracting. So, I like both of these. The one is just with wings, more or less. The one on my right, it's a lot of wings. And this one's faces. And it has Christ and Mother Mary. So this is the one I want to use. The wings I don't have to worry about because I'm going to use these metal ones. I mean, it's not a worry, but you know what I mean. And I'm going to use my black VersaFine Onyx Black because this does not bleed or smear when it gets wet. And do I want to make it a very precise image? I'll get my stamp press. I like this stamp press. A little bit of spit on the back so it clings, Joycey. Just a little bit. Lickable. It's a lickable stamp. Lickable fingers, not. Now you're all laughing. Somebody's being a clown. I love it. You're laughing. A life preserver. Oh, Jimmy. Oh, it was not a perfect. Keep doing it, right? Because I'm going to need a couple. Something's buzzing around my head. I hope it's not mosquitoes already. That would be very disappointing. Our climate for this week is summer. Oh, a little bit faster than it maybe should have. Should have been more spring. Cool, not hot. But it might not last. It said this week would feel like summer. If it stays that way all the way through the weekend, next weekend, I'd be happy with that. Makes the garden grow, right, Dee Dee? Sunshine, warm weather, some hose and some Miracle Grow. Years ago when I did my gardens, well, they were just small, you know, a couple pepper plants, tomato plants, things like that. I'd buy a canister of the Miracle Grow, and instead of mixing it in the buckets and dumping it off, I would just sprinkle the Miracle Grow on the ground around the plants and then water them. And it made them grow like crazy. There is no measuring, mixing and measuring. Like I said, I'm lazy. I just took those crystals, granular things, sprinkled them on the ground, and it was all good. Okay, enough angels and whatnot for now. And it is ink, so I'm going to heat dry it. Yes, Dar. Yeah, just sprinkle that the granules of the Miracle Grow on your garden. You have a beautiful garden, Dee Dee. Beautiful. Several of them, right? Flower gardens around the house and vegetable plants on your above the ground. Very, 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 very cool. I grew cherry tomatoes, regular tomatoes, and green peppers last year, and I think I ate 2 little cherry tomatoes and 1 big tomato. The rest of the fruit just stayed there. I don't know. I don't know. I should have been eating more back then, but I'm eating good now. The son's here cooking for me. He can cook too, let me tell you. Throw that off to the side. Do you know how messy it gets in this room when you do this stuff? I like to clean up when I'm done, but then other times it's, it can wait until tomorrow. I'm not as picky as I used to be. Gotta definitely get it all put away and cleaned up before I start the next project. Alright, I have enough of these, and now I'll get the gel medium. And I'll move this over. Get some of these paints back out of the way. I have a big tub for these, but just move them, and I can move other stuff around. Thank you, girls, for playing along with the homework. I really think that's cool. Really cool. I don't want to wrap them around the edge because I'll just be painting over top of them with black anyway. So if I take these off and put them in someplace else, put that there, that there. Well, there's a singular one that can go right there. And again, I'm not too worried about background. Do I want to do the big stamps first and then glue this down? You'll be able to see the stamp swirls behind it. I think I will. Changed up my mind again. You know, I said before, when you're streaming, you try to think 2 and 3 steps ahead of time, but it doesn't always happen that way. So I want to stamp some swirlies in here, then put the tissue paper down, and then do some stencil sprays. That's my thought on this. Love this one with the heart. This is a Prima stamp. This one has not been used yet. Oh, there's another little heart too. How cool is that? Not too many hearts, Star, just the swirlies. Yeah, why am I'll have to put that somewhere else. I have one heart. Let's let the one and only stone heart be the focal point of hearts. Heart of hearts. Heart of hearts. 2 of these should be enough. Come on, sticking. See, no need for a stamp press for this because it can be irregular. And I don't want to do it in black. I want to do it in a different color. I'll go to the blue. I love this teal blue stays on. And you can see I've used it on this before, so it's not going to, I don't mind contaminating it and getting a mix. But this is going to bounce, so I'm not worried about a stamp press. And again, background, who cares? I care. Ta-da! Isn't that fun to say? Ta-da! That's almost as much fun. Almost as much fun as saying na 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 na. Almost. Yeah, isn't it cool, Vaughn? I do. I love this one too. I've used it a lot. Y'all are crazy. Anita says, y'all are crazy. Well, in my case, I'm crazier. Crazier, because I'm already crazy. I took the crazy pill a long, long time ago. That way I fit in with everybody else. It would be nice if that had been, maybe a white would be pretty too. I don't know. Let's just keep going. It's a background, right? I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. Duck your ears. Duck them. Maybe a gold frame around the outside would be pretty too. Time will tell. Time will tell. I thought I had it so well planned out. But things change. Yeah, these are the Prima ones, Vaughn. I got them at a really good deal at Tuesday morning. It was brand new. A brand new store in my area. I don't go in as frequently as I used to because I said, got enough stuff. You don't need any more. But when it was brand new and the Tim Holtz and the name brand stuff was up there for pennies on the dollar, really, really, really cheap, I couldn't resist. I had no willpower. No willpower. Oh, that one's going over here. This one's going over here. Oh, where's that single one I had? Or did I need... You know, it probably blew away. It's okay. Oh, I was going for this across here, I think. Yep. Cut some more up. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Save those. There's Madonna with baby. Oh, we'll start with that. Oh, I hope it gets fixed for you. I really do, Jean. See, it's a good thing Lily's outside because the neighbors are keeping her entertained. She is talking up a storm. Yakety, yakety, yak, and they're paying her no attention. None whatsoever. They're probably saying, man, that dog never shuts up. But she does. I can get her to be quiet if I want to. Yeah, I like it with the stamp in the back. That was a good move. Little gel medium on the top so we can add more stuff, more sprays. That looks nice, doesn't it, girls? The white tissue, and you can see the stamp in the back here. And it's toning down the colors, not so in your face. Woohoo! In your face. Look, Gene, I have balance. Everything seems to have symmetrical balance to me also. Just a little bit too much tissue paper go up over that red frame. I don't want it. That's the ice cream truck, Lily. You're not getting any. No, you're not. I think it must be a different truck because the song's different. Unless they upgraded. That's not the same song I've heard for years and years. Somebody may be moving in on somebody else's territory. Maybe. Well, I'll save some of these pieces so I can always add more if I want them, right? Okay, some stencil. Now, I told you I would explain to you girls why I chose these water drops. When my husband was buried, the day he was buried, it wasn't until we were carrying his coffin and walking across the grounds that it started to sprinkle the lightest mist of rain on our faces. So I want these angel teardrops in here. And these have the like a teardrop in them also. So maybe I'll start with this. And it doesn't have to be really predominant. I'm thinking like maybe a shimmer. You know, the moments, the things, the little things. Sometimes when we do our art, that's what we do. We interject and put in what our feelings are, our emotions. And this one's almost empty. That's a nice white shimmery color. Some people will do that, and they'll never mention to another single soul exactly what it is, why they did it, and how they did it, because they want to keep it quiet and personal. They don't really need to explain. I don't need to explain. But the only reason I'm mentioning it and bringing it up, girls, is so that you feel sometimes the way I do, that you just like to put something really personal in there. Doesn't mean anything to anybody else. And that's what makes it unique and special to you. To put those little moments of memories and special touches. That's how my mind works. I don't know how your mind works, but that's how mine works. This is a chalk, but I know I added other stuff in it, so it's not the real white chalkboard. I think it's just another white glitzy spray. Thanks, Brenda. You like the idea of the raindrops? Well, that's all gummy-like. I wonder, what did I put in there? It turned to gum. Whee! Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's like spray glue. We are not putting spray glue on here. Not again. No. Always, always, always keep your glasses on when you're going to spray something so you can read it. I don't know what I mixed up in there, but it's not the right stuff. Okay. Now I wish I had some of those pan pastels. Yeah, I do, because I'm not finding any more of the white. Oh, I know I have some. I did buy one that's... Sorry about the rustling noise. I'm getting... Well, I have another one like this, the Perfect Pearls in a white. Just a matter of locating it. It's hiding. And this one, I could add a little water to that if I can't find it. I do have it. I just don't know where it is. Naturally, this is the story of our life. You know, it doesn't matter when you're here all by yourself and you're doing this and taking your time. I used to rush through it. I'm not rushing through stuff anymore, so if I don't find it, I just keep taking my time and keep looking until I'm satisfied. Don't want to look anymore. Alright, I don't want to look anymore, so I think I'll just use this glimmer pinky color. And it may get more than one spray. Because, again, it's just the background so far. I got to put the words, the letter. And you know that has to go in a journal book. That'll be pretty. Let me grab the journal. Not very many blanks in here anymore. So I did do one page, maybe 2 pages. Oh, I did do, it says, for God's sake, will somebody sing? Sing like a bird. I did that May 21st. No, I'm sorry, April 21st. For God's sake, will somebody sing? So, let's put it on there. And it already has some of those drops in it. So, it was meant to be. Sparkle on that page. Come on, Jean. Jonna. Sing us a song. You have the voice of a bird to do it, too. I can see it a little bit. It's a pinky, shiny. Put the stencil on yellow. Yellow. Lello. Yeah, I can see some pink glimmer in there. So it goes with the reds and the pinks and the purples and everything. So it's good. It's good. I couldn't find the white. And the white that I did have is almost gone. It's not going to spray. Oh, thanks, Blissful Crafter. But ain't the... I mean, I said ain't. Mom didn't like ain't. Isn't it the truth? You gotta sing. There's one place I can sing and nobody will criticize. You know where that's at. But, okay, let me get some putty. Iridescent putty. And we can do some more of the teardrops here and there. But before I go in putting putty on it, I think I'd like to get down the words that my cousin gave me. Get that cut up and glued down. And technically this I don't really want it white. I want it toned down in colors too. So maybe I should spray that with this Lindy's. But not, you know, like maybe do it in a mixed color. Let's work on this next. set this over in the sunlight. Take a break for a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Thank you, Jeannie. Again, says it all. Sing us a song, Piano Man. Yes, Billy Joel. When I was younger, my mom would take the boys and keep them for the weekend. Friday night, Saturday night. Friday night was date nights. Or no, Friday night was singles night. Saturday was date night. Sunday was dinner at mom's. But I was married. And we didn't go out both nights. We always went out on Saturday night, which was considered date night. And we'd go out with the other gang of teachers and stuff, and we would just go dance. We'd hit the places that had all the hors d'oeuvres laid out for free. And have a drink of wine or something with that. And then we would just dance and dance and dance. And then Sunday, back to mom's, pick up the boys. And then back to work Monday. So you know what they called us then. I don't know if they still call young people that today, but they called us the weekend warrior. And it was not every weekend. Maybe once a month. Who could afford to go out drinking and dancing and eating dinner every week? Certainly not us. Not with 2 kids. So I want to spray this. Different colors. Cut it up. And I don't want to use those really, really dark delusions. That would be just too much. Oh, gosh. There's the white I was looking for. Perfect pearls. I knew it'd show up sooner or later, right? Same with the other sprays. Okay, back to the Lindy's. We can get a variety of colors out of this. In pastel colors. Like the rainbow. But I'm not even going to be concerned about making it a rainbow look. And just real high and light, I hope. Oh, of course I had to get the drops. That's okay. Let's look for some more pastel colors. Poor Lily. She's just crying her little heart out. I don't think that's crying. I think that's just making noise. Making noise. Nobody's paying any attention to her. There's some blue. Give me the white. There's some white. That'll make it shine. Now, if I have a gold or a yellow, a real pale yellow, that would probably blend in there real nice. The blue and the yellow. And this one's Wake Me Up in the Morning. Something. That's enough. It's not bright white anymore. I'm being a bad mom, Jean. I would never let my baby just keep barking and barking and barking like that. But I'm being a bad mom because I'm Ustreaming. You saw Elton John and Tina Turner. Oh, when she had her big comeback. Neat. I saw John Denver. And I saw, I think it was Kool and the Gang. Yeah, Kool and the Gang. I always liked Earth, Wind, and Fire. I kind of like that Motown stuff way back. I mean, that wasn't way back, but I want to be able to understand what you're saying when you sing. It has a tiny bit of purple, blue, and yellow, goldy yellow. You saw Queen, Linda? Hi, Linda, by the way. All right, let's get the paper trimmer and start trimming this up. Well, I guess I don't have a good side. That one's pretty well used. I'm doing something nice. I want to get a new cutting mat in there. I'm pretty sure I have one stuck right here somewhere. Pretty sure. Okay, that one's chewed up. No, I have one in a box somewhere. I know, right here. It's just buried underneath all the bags. So I'll take it out of that one and just flip it over. At least it has one side. It's not totally chewed up. Yep, that's the right side. That over here in this one. And then find the new one later. Hi, JJ. Thanks for playing with the homework. You did a really great job with those rulers. They were really cool. I always hate having to go back in and trim it a little more. So you're not always going to get it perfect. But let's try, because perfect is not what I need, but pretty even. So that is one little thing that would bother anybody. It's not even. I want the distance on the top and the bottom to be the same. And that Y kind of messes it up, but deal with it. I like it better, that one tiny little piece. Carol Ann. I like it that it's all together in one thing, but it would just take up so much of the background that it's necessary for me to start cutting it up. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. It would have probably been nicer to put it on a much, much bigger canvas so that I could have kept this all together. AC/DC. Well, that's the thing, Jen. When you have teenagers and young people, you're going to hear some of the stuff that they like sometime. When I'm hearing something that I don't like, I say, will you please put on the headphones or the earbuds? That's not my style. I like new stuff. There's new stuff that I like. But, no, I'm not stuck in the moldy oldies. As much as I love them, I'm not stuck there. I do like me some country and western. I like everything in small doses. I can listen to it for an hour or two and then I'm done. I'm finished. I can listen to it about as much as it takes to drive in a car to go somewhere and I'm done. Now we'll glue some of this down, then we'll do some of that pasty, iridescent pasty. Oh, and I still have to do this, Exhibit A. I love that, Exhibit A. And if you notice, there's not a bunch of flowers on here, Martha. Who knew that Dar could do a piece of art without a flower? Tell Nancy. I want to impress her. Leaf Garrett? I don't know him. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, it's a good thing I cut them up because I think this one's just a little bit wide at the bottom. No, I don't want to mess with it. It's all right, Lily. Okay, it'll fit. Absolutely. Let's get the juxtaposition. I go messing with this and then I'm going to dump them all off again anyway. Try to keep them in order. Give myself enough room to do something with this frame. So how's that look so far, girls? Where's Carol's name? This has to go on here somewhere. I have to cut it down. And the date. Nice. Exhibit A. Too funny. Okay, let me catch up with my chat. The chat, not my chat. Your chat, y'all. Thanks, Janet. I'll probably keep going with it. See how this has so much more added on it? There's a lot of stuff on here. I won't be putting any flowers on it though. But we'll see. I'll get just so much done, and then I'm going to hit the wall and say, I can't do anymore. I have to think about it. I have to let it marinate. But I do know I want those letters there, or those words, so I can do that. I can do that, and I can do that. And I can do some of the paste like I said I was going to do. But from there, I might be all in. Thanks, Brenda. You girls rock. I love seeing your art. Thank you, Anita. Yeah, it's starting to come together. Yeah, like they say, less is more. Pull this down closer to me so I can get it straight. Straight on. Right on. Straight on. Make it groovy. There it goes. Copyrights. Yeah. So many people, young people, come into this community, not industry. I can't say industry, I'm saying community. And they don't know what the protocol is. They have to learn. They have to be taught, you know, in a very diplomatic way. Don't want to discourage them. I think a lot of times people in the beginning, when they really don't have a style or know what they're doing or what they want to do yet, they do tend to like to copy. But that's how we learn. You have to copy before you can take those other new, bigger steps. After all, isn't that what kids do to learn? Sometimes they copy people to learn. Yeah, but once you've learned, and then you're taught what the protocol is and what's, you know, common practice and what you should and shouldn't do, then there's no excuse for ripping people off and make money at it. Those are the ones that know better. Shouldn't be doing it. They do know better. Because if they think they're already up to that status of being able to sell it, they know. They know they're not doing it right. Beginners just don't come out of the gate and say, oh, I can sell this. Unless they're really, really confident. There's nothing wrong with that kind of confidence. Don't get me wrong. There possibly good people that could come out of the gate that good. Okay, now I can breathe. I got the hard part done, getting that on straight. Tilt it up and look at it. Make sure before you talk too soon. Looks straight to me. Get a sharp tool. Have to make sure I come up high enough that I'm not hitting that wood frame. Don't start. No, see, there's a. It's gonna have to bleed. I won't be able to get the brad all the way through because of that frame. But I definitely want to get the brads in there so it's fake, screwed on. So I'll bend them both over this way. So this might have to wait on getting glued in there. I don't want to be bumping it and messing it up more. But that's where that'll go. Where's the rock? The stone. Can't lose the focal point. Ta-da! I like it both ways. I don't know. Both ways look like a heart to me. Needs lots and lots more love and layers. More colors. I don't know what I'm going to do around the frame of this box yet. So who's streaming next? You, Jean? Are you coming on? Who's coming on, hon? Because like I said, I'm going to put down some of this pasty stuff and I'm done. Finished. Can't go no more tonight. Thank you. It's fun. I'm having fun. Okay. Some iridescent teardrops. A few. Because it was the lightest, most delicate rainfall. And you've all experienced it before, sure. And it was my kind heart, loving brother that came over, and when I sat down in the chair, he bent over and spoke in my ear. He says, "That's the angels crying." I didn't say it first. Should I say it? Should I say it? Should I say voila? Voila. Or ta-da. Got to clean up a couple of these because it was so lumpy. I suppose it'll be okay because I can put more stuff on top of this later. I'm almost finished, son, and then we'll go watch a movie or something. Alrighty. 2 and 3 places, right? Hugs. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you. Things are getting much, much better. Easier. Easier. Trying to get the right amount of numbers. 5s, 3s, 7s, you know. That's 4. Need 1 more. Or 2 more. Should we make it 7? 2, 4, 6. One more. Should I say it? Should I say it? Sound like a parakeet. You only taught me so many things to say. I need to learn some new ones. Alright, there's 2 spots. Now it needs it in a 3rd spot. And I don't, maybe down here. Let me look. Let me think. Put a couple in there maybe. I don't want to go too crazy with it. And I do want a couple more. I have to clean this off. Can't just say, Joycey, no one can do your things. That's right, JJ. Yep, odd numbers, Pam. Some specific scientist did a study, put some dumbass person like me in a chair, and said, I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures. Now you push this button when you see what you like. And they figured the way our brain works. Not my brain. I never did that. And since I already apologized for cussing, I'm good. Okay. Let me read the words again. See if we're gonna. Maybe a couple right here. I don't know. I want to try to stay away from the frame because I did. Yeah, right up here. You know how the visual is in a Z pattern. You start reading from this. I have to go back to my old basics because I'm an old dog. Need to teach me some new tricks, gang. Alright. I have to say alright because that's it. That is it. 3 little teardrops up there. Who's streaming next? Inquiring minds want to know. They don't want to be left hanging. They're like, Dar, do a marathon, stream all night. We could stay here and chat and talk and play. Don't leave us. And you try to put that guilt trip on me. Don't go. Don't go. Nobody's streaming. Keep going. I already know you trickerheads well enough. Yeah, I do. Those my trickerheads. Alright, it's bright. It's colorful. It does have a little bit of a serious undertone. But I think that color, all those bright colors counterbalance that. You know, try to keep the yin and the yang in the balance. I'm trying to keep it in the balance. Balance is my word for the year. Remember? Good night, Anita. I'm keeping it in the balance. For now. Because, you know, it can get better. I think this one looks better. That one, you know, this was at a very important time too. A crossroad. A crossroad for me. You know. So that one looks pretty good. This one's getting there. It's not there yet. But it's getting there. Right, Dee Dee? Sometimes you just have to let it marinate. So far, so good. So, happy Mother's Day. 2 weeks to do your homework. For anybody that's new here, you have to email it, tweet it, or Facebook it to me. And your homework assignment is shapes. Any shape. It could be a, you know, made-up shape. Like I said, Joycey's going to do a funky little Mr. Peanuts or something. I don't know. But that's, you have to put that little A in front when you tweet so that it comes to me. 2 weeks to do your homework. Next weekend I won't be here. I'll be in Pennsylvania visiting my baby brother. Yay! And the weather will be nice. It'll be so nice. Thank you so much with all my heart, gang. You lift me up. You really do. You lift me up. You keep me going. I'm so glad I have you. So, yeah, we'll see it when it's finished. It's just got to marinate for a while. I know it's getting there, but this is not me yet. You know, the next time you see it, it might be all brown. Who knows? I can't say for sure. I will try to keep the color. I do like the vibrancy of the color. And like I said, the balance. A little bit sad and a little bit happy and moving on. So, again, gang, thank you so much with all my heart for being my friend, for hanging out, for being in this art community, for keeping us together and giving me something to do. Can't wait to see what the rest of you have been doing this past week, next week, and the next week. I can't wait to get back to see what you did. Okay, gang? I guess you all figured out who's going to stream next, but I'm heading out. Here it is. Peace. Love. Peace out and art on. Night.